What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about everybody's favorite technique now. Seems like everybody's throwing the Ned Rig, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to jump into my Ned Rig box, show you what I use, when, where, why, all that good stuff. It's all coming up. Well, before we dive into baits, we're going to start with the jig head. You know, that's one of the most important part, probably the most important part of your Ned Rig. You know, the bait don't matter as much if you can't hook the fish. If you lose the fish, what's the point of getting the bite? You know what I'm saying? So, I trust all of my Ned Rig needs to Bass Cave Custom Tackle. And that's this jig head right here. This is the Bass Cave Tackle Deadhead. So this jig head right here comes in a variety of different sizes, all your finesse sizes, 1/8 ounce, 3/32, 3/16, quarter, all those nice sizes. And it's got a nice barb on there to keep your bait locked down. Got a super strong Gamakatsu hook that's not gonna flex. You know, you're able to land those big fish that pull hard and not straighten out or flex that hook. You know, that's the big thing that people don't realize about little Ned Rig jig heads, is that hook flexes so much, and you'll lose some fish and not realize why you lost the fish. You'll pull in, look at your bait, everything looks fine. That hook won't straighten out per se, but it'll flex a little bit, and it pops that hook right out of the fish's mouth. So using a good, high quality hook is very important in choosing your Ned Rig jig head. So like I said, it's got a variety of different sizes, but also within those sizes is a variety of different hook sizes. You know, you can get anywhere from a 1/0 up to a 4/0 in these little jig heads. But me personally, I like to stick with the 2/0. That is perfect for those little Ned Rig size baits, you know, those little small 3-4 inch worms. That 2/0 just seems to fit perfect in there. That way you got a little bit of bait sticking past the hook and a good chunk of the bait rigged up on the jig head, so that way when they inhale it, you can hook them well. So I've been using this jig head for, let's say, the last 4 years for all of my Ned Rig needs. But we got to thinking, how could we make this even better? And if there's one complaint about a Ned Rig, what do you think it is? Well, you're probably thinking right now that it gets hung up all the time. So we got together with the big scientists and all the engineers over in the Bass Cave Tackle Lab, and we come up with the weedless deadhead. Same jig head, but we've added a wire weed guard. So it's not gonna get in the way of your hook sets. You know, it flexes and bends nice and easy, but it's just enough to be able to help pull your bait over those branches and trees and wood, any of that kind of stuff. You know, an open jig head is basically a magnet for finding wood. So adding this wire weed guard is going to help prevent all of those snags and help you be more efficient on the water. So now that we covered the jig heads that I'm using, let's dive into the baits and show you what I prefer and when I prefer it. Now, these right here, the Googan Rattle and Ned, they have a time and a place where they are the absolute best bait on the market. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you this is all I use or this is the only Ned Rig bait you need, but these right here have a time and a place where that's what you want to be throwing, for sure. They come in a variety of different colors. I really like this color right here. As you can see, it's about half used. But this is called the smelt killer. Anytime those fish are keying in on little bait fish, that killer right there is killer. Killer. They just can't stand that action coming down. And then, of course, it's got a rattle built right into the tail. Now, if you don't like a rattle, you can pop it right out, just like so. But I love that rattle in there. You know, that's just a little extra noise that can attract that fish. Sound like a crayfish bouncing on the bottom. You know, with other colors, obviously, you're not going to throw the smelt and try to be imitating crayfish, but that sound, just a little something extra to attract those fish and help you catch and land a few more bass. So, digging a little deeper in here, we have a few other colors of the Rattle and Ned. Pull all them out of the way. And the next bait I like to throw is this one right here. This is the Missile Ned Bomb. A little bit different profile. It kind of has a paddle tail to it. It's more of a goby imitator. So I throw that on the Great Lakes a little more. And just has a little bit bigger profile than the Rattle and Ned. There's a couple other cool baits in here. These ones here is Strike King. This is the Rage Ned. And it has a little kicker tail on it, so it has a lot more action than the other Ned Rig baits on the market. You can almost swim this on a Ned Rig, so that tail's fluttering all the time, and that definitely has a time and place, you know, a little bit more aggressive. And then we dive into the Z-Man stuff, these right here, and really the only thing I use from Z-Man on the Ned Rig is the big TRD. See, it's a little bit longer bait right there, but it's buoyant. So that is standing straight up and down on those Bass Cave Tackle heads. And I like to use this when I'm fishing for largemouth. You know, you don't really think of a Ned Rig for largemouth as much, but this is more, you know, in place of a shaky head. A little bit deeper offshore structure for largemouth is when I lean towards the big TRD. So that's pretty much what I use and what is in my Ned Rig box. So if you guys are looking to try any of the Bass Cave Tackle jig heads, head on over to basscavetackle.com. Check them out. There's all different sizes and hook sizes, and that's even all the swim bait and shaky head jig heads that I use as well. But for all you guys who watched this till the end of the video, I have a special code for you. Use code Becker20 and you're going to get 20% off your order. That's a pretty big deal. You know, you get you some high quality jig heads at a nice discount and you're able to try them out. If you don't like them, well, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty confident you're going to like them, and they're going to help you put some more bass in your boat this season. Appreciate you guys watching this video. Leave me any likes, comments, concerns, all that nonsense down below. Stay tuned for some more content coming. You know, with fishing season's getting kicked off, ramped up pretty good here, so we're gonna have lots of videos on the way. With all that being said, we'll see you guys next time.